One of my earliest memories is from a funeral. I didn't understand it then, just a room full of familiar faces, some upset. A man lay on a table, wrapped in plastic. An older woman spoke softly, while my mother held me close. I cried as I watched the older kids use blow dryers to shrink the wrap. I retreated to play with my Ninja Turtle toy. When no one was looking, I poked a hole in the plastic between the man's toes. Hours passed with hushed songs and gentle touches from the kind woman. I fell asleep, only to wake to a strange noise. The plastic turned black, and something slipped out of the hole I'd made. I gasped, feeling coldness crystallize in my throat. The last thing I remember was the woman screaming as she rushed toward me with a bone saw. Next, I work in a hospital, tubes in my arm. My parents sent me to live with my aunt. They never visited, and when they passed in 2016, I learned long after their funeral. I didn't miss them. After high school, I pursued anthropology, haunted by that strange memory. I asked my aunt about the shrink wrapping. She avoided the topic, but never denied it happened. That village in South Dakota was isolated, with few young people. I decided to investigate further. I called Pastor Oswald, who invited me to a ceremony. Excited, I drove out, the familiar smells bringing back memories. The church was empty when I arrived, but I found a cafe nearby. A man approached me, claiming to be my uncle, Jerry. We talked for hours, and I shared my memory. He revealed they still shrink wrap the dead to prevent a condition called Good Friday lung. I needed to see it for myself. At the ceremony, children helped with the wrapping. As the plastic turned grey, I sensed a shift in the room. The congregation sighed in relief as the seal held. But then, a crow landed on the gurney, poking through the plastic. Black gas seeped out, and chaos erupted. The ferryman rushed to secure the body as panic spread. Pastor Oswald held a bone saw, eyes frantic. I asked about the saw, but he only said it was for safety. Jerry whispered to me that it wasn't just a lung disease, it was unnatural. I had to leave as the situation escalated. Driving away, I spotted a car in the road, blood everywhere. I stepped out, but a figure emerged, wailing and twisted. I ran, but it was faster. In the fields, I hid, but it found me. I felt a crushing pain as it tore at my leg. Then, Jerry appeared, his voice soothing. He offered me a choice. Let him in. I accepted, feeling my pain fade. I stood, a new leg beneath me, and followed the chaos back to the road. The ferrymen were armed, ready to confront the creature. Days later, I learned about my uncle and the violent past of Good Friday lung. I wrote a paper, but it was rejected. Now, I wonder if I'm part of this cycle. What will happen to me? I think I'll request to be shrink-wrapped when my time comes. Would you trust the past, or walk away? Share this with someone who always questions the unknown.